A massive thank you to Nico, Effendi, Pedro, Gerard and Michael for subscribing to the channel. Apologies I missed out on yesterday's version of this, but yeah, if you want to get featured, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 11 of Season 4 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Yesterday, we head to the Temple of Speed. If you missed out yesterday's video from the Belgian Grand Prix, I would definitely recommend going back and checking it out. But a massive thank you as well, obviously, for all the continued support on the channel. We've now ticked over 23,500 subscribers, 1,500 to go. We might just hit it by the end of the year there. But I'm going to quickly go in and spend a few more R&D points to hopefully... spend a bit more cash, actually. So we're going to be earning more R&D points in the final few races of the year. Of course, don't really need it for this year's car, but it's more a case of waiting for next season there. In terms of progress at the moment, Mercedes have still got a small advantage. We're still hanging on to P2, theoretically ahead of Red Bull here. But obviously, if you watch the Belgian Grand Prix, yeah, it's getting a little bit tough to try and match the Red Bulls and Mercedes here. Verstappen still leads 7 ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, who's a further 7 ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton there. We're 30 points off the top now at this stage of the campaign, but Monza's always suited us. It should suit the car as well. Fingers crossed this weekend can go our way and we can really try and start giving these guys a consistent run for their money. F1 just feels right when you go from from Belgium to Monza even. I'm not a fan of having Zandvoort in the middle. I mean, if the AI were a bit more balanced there, perhaps I'd like the circuit as well. But yeah, it's always got to be Belgium and then Monza, in my eyes, in Formula 1. Oh, that was a nice chunk of curb and a bit of wheel spin through the first chicane. But yeah, like I said, though, this weekend, I think, really is make or break for us at this stage of the campaign. 5 races to go. 30 points now back from Max Verstappen there. And yeah, Tsunoda and Hamilton are looking absolutely fierce as well at the moment. Tsunoda's really come back with some consistency over the last couple of race weekends there and has been a formidable force. But I'm not going to give up. We can definitely still do this thing towards the end of the year. We just need a little bit of luck and a lot of consistency. Anyway, coming around the final corner to complete our track acclimatization lap, I should say. I think this one's only going to be the green score, but we're going to be close to the purple. And then coming towards the end then of our qualifying simulation run. Of course, we don't really need the R&D points at the moment. We're up to pretty much 10,000 points as we get ready for some potential rule changes for Season 5. It's just more about making sure we're ready for the weekend ahead of us. But yeah, at the final corner, we're going to be 6.5 tenths up on the qualifying sim run. They're 7 tenths up for 17.7.
We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
And Hamilton in free practice is already down on a 17.3. Yeah, this is going to be a very fast weekend. Right, well here we are then, Saturday here at Monza, the fastest session of the year, qualifying the Italian Grand Prix. What are we going to be able to do this weekend? Let's just wait and see. Still yet to have a poll on F1 2021 in the Mighty Void. Any career mode, I think, yeah, just yet to have a poll at all on F1 2021. Could this weekend be the weekend that all changes there? Gone out, obviously, for our first run on the mediums, just to make sure we get everything all dialed in where it needs to be. But yeah, fingers crossed. Obviously, we can get this car working and operating in a window where we can challenge right at the very front. Right, in towards the final corner then of this lap. Fingers crossed we can try and get a nice run here. Of course, tyres shouldn't make much of a difference as Ricciardo is 16.5 in his McLaren there. We only set an 18.3, so we might go for another run quickly. But yeah, all the top guys down to the 16s. And it's only Q1. Carlos Sainz luckily jumps out of the way there. Max Verstappen, a 16.2. Could we see a 15 here in qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix? And in towards the Alboreto curve once more. We are marginally up on this second run, but it's not been a particularly great lap. Going to be about a 10.5 improvement as we head up towards the line. Going to leave us a long way off where we want it to be. An 18.1 might be good enough to see us into Q2 though. But yeah, just lacking a bit of confidence. Really not looking for any dramatics though this weekend here at Monza, so we're going to head back out in Q1 on a set of the softs. Yeah, I mean, the bottom 3 teams, like we saw last time, are quite a big deficit to the rest of the field, but if anything, it's just making sure we get our eye in as as much as anything else. And, of course, you never know what sort of surprises the likes of Callum Ilott can produce in Q1. It's just not worth the risk at this stage of the season. You know, we're on the back foot in the championship hunt. Can't afford to make our life any more difficult. There we go. Now we're starting to get towards the times we should be aiming for here in qualifying. 1 second up as we head in towards the final corner. Really try and carry the momentum. They get all over that white line on the exit of the final turn. 1.1 up is going to put us pretty much down into the 16 to 17.0. Leaves us quicker than the Mercs, but still lacking pace in comparison to a lot of people. Should be good enough though. Let's get into Q2. Right, Q2 time then here at the Italian Grand Prix. Now we definitely need to be in the 16s. We want to see ourselves through into Q3. So we're going to try and get the lap really hooked up now. Are we going to see a 15 though from the top runners, or are we going to see a bit like Belgium, where the top guys just get a little bit slower as the sessions go on? Then we've got a McLaren just coming out of the pit lane, but 222 miles an hour as we slam on the anchors in towards turn 1 there. I mean, yeah, that's without any slipstream from other cars, so we probably could be doing, what, 225, almost looking towards 230? It's, yeah, these cars are insane when you consider the amount of downforce they've got on them as well. Ricardo's giving me a nice handy slipstream there, as now Mercedes seem to be revealing a bit more of their pace. Into the low 16s goes Yuki Tsunoda. But Ricardo, yeah, trying to set himself for a lap has really cost us as we head out of the final turn once more, down towards the line. It is still going to be a 17.4. That's nowhere near the pace we should have been showing. Get one more set of fresh tyres though, so we're going to have to go out probably late on in the session. Not going to have much time left on the clock though as we head out for our final run here in Q2. We are still comfortably inside the top 10 for now, but I'm sure a lot of cars are going to go a whole lot quicker there. Ricardo looking ominous. Sat in 10th place there, and Lando Norris barely fractions ahead of myself as well. But yeah, we need to try and get this lap completely hooked up as we head down in towards turn 1. We've got to try and attack the curbing. Oh, and that's not quite been the line we would have wanted. Already going to be, yeah, 10th down and on the back foot as we head out of the first chicane. Through Curve Grande though, as we head in towards the second chicane there. This one is lethal now on F1 2021. Oh, way too deep on the entry and on the exit. So we try and put the power down, quarter of a second down. Just down the one gear though through the first Lesmo, and again, oh, this lap's just completely coming away from me. Oh, we're down to 10th as well. We're in the drop, well, we're almost in the drop zone here. Gasly hasn't improved though. Are we going to see Guan Yu Zhou potentially upset our party or anyone else here? Half a second down as we head down the back straightaway. The wind's through Ascari. Just taking a lot of curb on the exit there. We do find a 10th. We get a warning for track limits. But are we going to hang on inside the top 10 here? We might just stop. I don't think anyone else is on a run as we head through the final couple of corners there. Losing a bit of time as well on the exit of the final turn, but up towards the line, yeah, 3/10 down, but it is P10 in the end there, and we got lucky. That second lap was woeful. From the end of Q2, Yuki Tsunoda fastest ahead of Max Verstappen there, but I mean, if we can set that 1:16, should be looking around sort of 6th and 7th there, Bottas and Charles Leclerc. So Ferrari again on the money, as well as McLaren here. Yeah, both Alpines, both Astons, both AlphaTauris out in Q2, so it is all the A's there at the end of the session. But let's just see if we can try and get anything more out of this car and really get a good lap in. Right, we're going to actually set a banker on one of the old sets of soft compound tyres here. It shouldn't cost us much time, but we need to get a good lap in early on, so at least then we've got something to race against. What is wrong with the curbs now on F1 2021? You just can't take any of them. I'm running too low ride height. I thought I was running like 5, 6 on the ride heights here, but still, yeah, I think the curbs have just been enhanced from Monza, and it's making us impossible to attack. As that is exactly what I mean. Like, you just can't use them anymore. So that's going to be first run. Oh. In the bin. We almost did a whole lot worse there. That could have been car out of the session. Yeah, I think we just need to get out there for our final qualifying run and really try and nail it. As Bottas a 16.5 immediately. Now the session is effectively one shot qualifying then. Here in Monza, we've got to avoid those curves like the plague, apparently. And let's just see what we can do out of the final corner. To start this lap, we're going to try and give ourselves the longest run to the line so we can pick up the most momentum. And then, of course, the shortest run down towards turn 1 is you're not having to come across the track. It's literal centimetres. but everything helps here in Italy. Right in the first chicane. That was nice through the first part. And really nice on the exit as well. No wheel spin whatsoever. Is exactly what we needed. Probably the best we've done through there so far in qualifying. Again, second chicane, they're really going to try and eye this up. Don't run deep like we did in our last run. Brake just at the 100-meter board there. Small luck up on the way in. Oh, it's cost us. Again, nice run on the exit. Not quite nudging the gravel that time round. Get away with it as we launch it through the second part there. So far, not been a bad lap. Certainly hasn't been perfect either. Got to keep trying to make sure we nail our apexes here, down in towards Ascari. Now just 3 gears on the entry, and then you're already back up at a 7th by the exit there. That was a really nice run for Ascari. I think we're a few tenths down from Sergio Perez at the moment, but if we can get in with the Ferraris and our teammate, I wouldn't be too gutted in towards the final corner. We're a bit late on the entry. It should give us a nice exit run as we head up towards start-finish line. Shortest run to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 17.05. So our fastest time was actually in Q1 there, but I think it was 9th. Oh, no, 8th. So we did get ahead of the Ferraris there, which was really, really critical. Well, there we go then. Valtteri Bottas, pole position for him and McLaren there. Could we see McLaren back on top here on F1 2021? They haven't had the best Season 4 so far after being really, really strong throughout the entirety of Season 3 there. But Verstappen third ahead of Hamilton and Tsunoda there. Perez and then both of our cars ahead of both Ferraris. That spiced it up a little bit here for the Italian Grand Prix. Can we get in the mix? Let's wait and see.
It's time for the Italian Grand Prix once again, here at the beloved and iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. With the lowest downforce and drag of any circuit in the season, expect to see drivers making the most of the slipstream effect here today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Yuki Tsunoda, and Perez, Norris, Mr. Monaco, Sainz, and Charles Leclerc, Gasly, Joe, Lance Stroll, and Mazepin, Russell, Ocon, Nicholas Latifi, and Callum Islet, Giovinazzi, Schwartzman, Mick Schumacher, and Christian Lundgaard. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Well, I can't lie, I was hoping we'd see some penalties, some grid penalties for some other cars on the grid here, but apparently not here in Monza. So yeah, reliability looking very, very good at this stage of the game. We're going to go soft mediums, pretty much as you come to expect now on F1 2021. I mean, this is looking like a mighty fast race, though. Again, we can underfuel the car rather aggressively. I think we'll put a little bit more in than 3.5 laps under. We'll go 3 laps under for the Italian Grand Prix, so fingers crossed we can get a lightning start here in this race. But looking rather overcast, that should go away. The sun should be shining here in Italy later on in the day, but we need to stick close to those Red Bulls and the Mercedes this weekend. Waiting on the grid, though, for the Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and it is going to be lights out and away we go. They're a rather long hold and not a particularly good start either as they head down towards turn 1. Hamilton trying to sneak through. Ferrari's trying to cover me off in towards the first corner. But we are not having any of that. Oh, a little bit of contact with Sergio Perez there as it all gets a little bit feisty through the first couple of corners. We get a warning for the collision with Checo. I think we got away without any damage there. I think Gasly trying to make it 3 wide in through the first chicane there, but looks like the top guy's already trying to break away. Bottas, I think, still leading the way as Hamilton going side by side with Daniel Ricciardo into the second chicane there. No, he's not even Daniel Ricciardo, it was Max Verstappen, I think, in Tsunoda going for the battle there. So as we head out in towards the first of the Lesmos, Carlos Sainz trying to look up the inside, and he's pulled off the move. Carlos Sainz with a power move to the inside through the first Lesmo there. Have we picked up any damage off the start of this Grand Prix? It doesn't look like we have. I would have thought the team would have notified us as well.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
So yeah, team not registering any damage there. As yeah, Carlos Sainz, a feisty Spaniard, trying to make progress early on in this race, and he has demoted us into 9th place there. But it is still Bottas that leads the way ahead of Verstappen, Ricciardo, and I think Yuki Tsunoda might be ahead of Lewis Hamilton here. So all still to play for on lap 1, but we need to get this car dialed in, and we need to start hitting our lines. This car feels so different on heavy fuel early on in this race. I mean, yeah, we're not running much fuel at all anyway. It's got minus 2.7 laps. That should be recoverable, though, just by racing as we normally would. This Honda engine just so efficient nowadays as well in this series. But again, we need to stick within the 1 second. I feel like I'm saying that every race at the moment, but the 1 second window is so critical when these cars are all so evenly paced. But yeah, Carlos Sainz seems to just be calming back down again. Doesn't seem to be able to make any progress against Norris, but it's going to be a long day ahead of us, so we're really just trying to play a patience game. Monza turns into a game of chess in F1 2021.
You can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So now I think we're going to start seeing this race get a little bit crazy there. Looks like Verstappen has made a move for the lead, but Bottas still hanging right with him. I'm sure the McLaren's going to come back at him down in towards turn 1. Closing in on Carlos Sainz as we head back down towards turn 1. And that time round, we're going to go for a Ricciardo dive bomb. No locking up, nothing like that. Just slipped up the inside of Carlos Sainz. Completely took him by surprise. And now we're back up into 8th place then of the race as we start lap 5. We're still within the 1 second of our teammate Lando. But yeah, we've just got to be brave on the brakes today. That is going to be the key. And immediately then, by the end of the lap, we managed to get Carlos Sainz out of the DRS range. That's really important in this race. It means we don't have to worry in our mirrors for a while. But Verstappen sets a 19.0 fastest lap. We go much quicker.
For a new strategy option.
18.7 is what are the teams saying. They want us to pit a bit later. I don't think it's worth it. Don't want to get undercut. As again, we might be able to have a look. Oh, look for something there on Lando, as that is not the line at turn 1. About to start lap 8 then of this race.
Window. You'll be on the mediums.
Closing in on our teammate Lando Norris ever so slightly. Don't think we're going to be close enough in towards turn 1. But we do get all over the gearbox of our teammate here, and we do need to be trying to make more progress at the moment. Perez is sort of just, I think, sitting back. But I think, yeah, all of us, to be honest, are just pushing to the limit, trying to force anyone into an error. As Verstappen still leads the way, we need to start trying to slice and dice. We want to move our way forward. And get as well as how Bottas can take pole position here with clearly a lot of pace, and then just doesn't seem to be able to challenge Max back in towards turn 1 there. Is the McLaren running that little wing and it's struggling that much in the dirty areas? That is again not the line through the first chicane, but already 1/3 distance in. We haven't really made much progress, but yeah, we're going to be pitting soon, so fingers crossed some undercuts can come into play, or again a few of the AI can try to go onto hards for some reason. Oh, we got yellow flags out a bit further back. No idea who's got issues in this Grand Prix. Mazepin. Oh no. Try not to run to the back of our teammate. Oh, it's a full safety car.
So the officials are moving to a full safety car. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
As it looks like Schwartzman's had an engine failure as well at about the same time. So we're going to box then at the end of this one onto that set of the medium compound tyres here. But now I'm a bit worried Lando's going to do the same. Obviously, you don't want to throw him under the bus, but a bit worried, yeah, that he's just going to completely ruin our race here. Obviously, if we have to double stack, let's just wait and see. But yeah, 2 engine failures in one go there for Haas' current driver and Haas's former. But yeah, let's just see. Final corner we come then. Are we going to see Lando Norris into the pit lane? Yes, we are. Can we sneak past him? No, we can't.
Lando is coming in for his stop.
We gave it a good try, but yeah, we're not going to be able to sneak past our teammate here, so we're going to have a lot of teams double stacking, actually. Oh no, they're ghosted! I thought that was going to work out really well for us then, and see a load of cars stuck down the far end of the pit lane, but it's not going to happen. A load of cars ghosting there. They are going on to hard tyres. Just come on, get on with it, team. We need to try and get back out there. Please, 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 please. 4.2 is not too bad. We're still in 10th place at the moment. I think we're going to get jumped by Charlotte Close. We're already gone on to mediums. Or onto hard tyres, even. So we should have a grip advantage between now and the end of the race, but we have lost a couple of positions.
Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
I don't care about the safety car. I'm more worried about the issue the team are investigating. Please don't tell me we are about to lose something on this car as we get ready to go green flag racing once again here in Monza. We cannot, please. We cannot have a failure at this time of the year. This could be championship ruining.
Find somewhere to retire as soon as possible. We can't risk you carrying on with this race.
Oh no!
It's serious. We need you to retire as soon as possible.
That's it. That's it. That's got to be it. Title's over, surely. The one big shot I thought of a race victory, and even then I hadn't given up yet. Because mediums were going to be so much faster than the hards with a bit of luck. And we're out of the Italian Grand Prix here. We've been so consistent up to this point. And now all we're doing is trundling back down towards down one there until we find a safe place to park. Oh, no! We're going to be like 50 points down.
Bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
That's got to be game over. We're like 50 points down now in the championship. Unless, of course, something disastrous happens to Verstappen and both Mercedes. But out of the Italian Grand Prix there.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the Italian Grand Prix, and Max Verstappen takes home the dub ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, and our teammate Lando Norris gets his first podium back in the world of Formula 1. But, yeah, just heartbroken that is potentially the way this championship is going to go for us. 55 points back with 5 races to go. 11 points we need every weekend is going to require a miracle between now and the end of the season. We're not going to give up, but yeah, I feel like progress towards Season 5 car might have to take priority now at this stage of the game. McLaren couldn't even convert their 1-2 to a podium in the end there. 4th and 5th for them ahead of Hamilton there. Gasly takes home fastest lap for AlphaTauri ahead of Perez, and both Ferraris getting to the points as well. But 3 cars not making it to the end. Myself, Mazepin, and a Robert Schwartzman there. You know, this track pushes the engines, and this weekend it has come back to bite me there. Championship-wise, yeah, 55 back now from Verstappen, who's just 14 ahead of Tsunoda there. Hamilton's still P3, 31 points back. It's not looking brilliant for him either, as we're now, yeah, closer to Sergio Perez than we are to the top runners there. Daniel Ricciardo up into 6th there. Gasly up into 7th ahead of JB. Bottas now up into 10th place once again for McLaren even, sorry, tied with both of the Ferraris there ahead of Callum Ilott. Norris moves himself up into P13. Might be able to get close to JB's points tally by the end of the year though, so maybe a top 10 come the end of the season for him, and no other movers further down the order there. Constructors-wise, Mercedes still lead 26 over Red Bull, but it's not looking great. 90 points back again, like we said, with 5 races to go. It's looking dire at this stage of the campaign, I can't lie to you guys. But that being said, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you get yourself subscribed, leave a like as well. Trying to hit 25k by the end of the year. We've got 5 more races to try and find something with this car. Like I said, I'm not giving up just yet. We're going to fight to the bitter end. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in Singapore. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel supporters. So a massive thank you to The Travesty, Patrick, Chuan, David, Ben, Aidan, Estasios, Cato, Sean, Johnny, McBlam, Mighty Spork, Tazief, William, and Nanon for becoming channel members. If you want to be featured at the end of all these videos, make sure you just click the join button down below.